Hello everyone, this is CY once again. Thanks for joining me. It has been quite some time really, and not making a lot of videos, only shorts, YouTube shorts. Basically, I have gone back to school for teaching as a part-time, and then I'm enjoying my morning teaching time with my poly students. So that's why there's absence of videos. But right now, I'm going to make the part 4 on the Gemilai 3006Z or 3007Z. The pre-infusion setting on both machines are really similar, so I'm just going to use 3006Z as an example to see how we can make use of the pre-infusion setting to see whether we can get a better tasting espresso shots. So without further ado, let's get started. So before we start, we have to understand how the pre-infusion setting actually work on these machines. So let's just run a series of tests. So for example, let's go to the adjustment for the pre-infusion. So let's press minus. Right, it should give me the P1. Right now my P1 is 5. Let's keep it at P5, 5 seconds, P1. And then let's switch off the second pre-infusion setting, which is P2. Okay, let's reduce the time to 0. Okay, then let's first take a look at what actually happened on the first pre-infusion setting with just P1 setting to 5 seconds. So I'm going to do the second button. So definitely you can hear the pump switch on. Right, it just continued to flow because there's no button. I didn't do the P2 setting to stop it, so you can see the water just flow continuously. Right, so in this case, in order for your pre-infusion setting to work together, you have to do a combination of P1 and P2 setting. So that I believe P1 is pre-infusion setting with the pump on, and then P2 setting is a pause time for water to continue to seep through. And then eventually after the second pre-infusion setting was set, and then the full pump will kick in. So let's do a test on that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to adjust P2 to 5 seconds, and let's see what's the outcome. Right, so let's go to P2. Right, let's adjust it to 5 seconds. And then let's proceed to test the shot. Right, let's press the same button. Right, you can see the pump is fully kicked on for about 5 seconds. And then the full pump kicks back on for the remaining espresso shot time. And first of all, I need to dial in some coffee, but before that, I'm going to use the same basket that comes with the machine, but I'm actually using a bottomless portafilter to see the extractions from the bottom. At least it gives us a gauge on how well the extraction goes with and without pre-infusion setting. And the coffee we are using today, it's actually the coffee from Peru, right? It is a wash organic coffee, right? Roasted on the 2nd of July. So this is going to be a good test. It's a medium roast, more towards the light. I would say medium, close to medium, but it's slightly on the lighter side. So let's see how this coffee actually fares. And of course, the grinder I'm using will be the trusty DF54, right? It's interesting for a first-time user. Many of my customer first time using this grinder tends to choke the grinder. I think they just didn't bellow enough, or you know, they feed too much coffee at one time, right? I haven't really tested on the very dark roast coffee to see whether it actually increases the chance of choking, or maybe the lighter roast coffee actually increases the chance of choking, or does it even choke at all, right, at a different roast level. So this is something that I will find out later on, right? So I'm currently grinding at around, let's say we grind around 14, right? Let's turn on the grinder. Right, you can see the static. It's pretty bad in this room because you know, this room is fully air conditioned and it's very dry, so the static tends to be quite bad. Right, let's measure. This is 17 grams of coffee, by the way. I'm getting about 17.3, means there's a little bit of retention from the previous shot. Right, so you can see the color of the roast is medium. I would say medium, close to medium, but it's lighter, right? Right, so let's test the espresso, and with a normal setting, which means that this machine is going to go maybe around 12 bar maximum. So let's see how the pressure pull for this particular espresso at this particular grind setting. Let's do a little bit of pack preparations. So I want to heat up my polyfilter. Five-second pre-infusion on, off now. Pump kickback. Right, that should be enough. Alright, the polyfilter is still not hot enough. Let's keep it locked in for a little bit longer, then we will pull the shots. I think before we start, I'm also interested to find out in about 5 seconds when the pump is on during the pre-infusion, how much water is actually dispensed. So let's take a look. 2, 3, 4, 5. So about 37 grams of liquid is dispensed during the pre-infusion setting. Right, so I may want to adjust this amount because this amount seems to be quite a bit. But let's see whether it's enough for us to get the first drop of espresso out within this much of water that's been dispensed for the first stage of pre-infusion. Right, so now let's do a little bit of pump prep. Right, so dry the polyfilter. Polyfilter is hot. Okay, let's do a little bit of distribution. Tamp it down. Right, I'm not going to use puck screen for the test, so I'm just going to pull straight with without the puck screen on. Right, let's get the glass. I will be getting the transparent one so that we can see the shot. Right, so I will be moving my camera a little bit to show you the pressure that we are extracting. At the same time, I'm also going to show you the first stage pre-infusion. Okay, for now, we are going to just do a straight without the pre-infusion setting first because we want to compare the taste between the two. Right, so let's start. Okay, seems to be a very nice shot without the pre-infusion setting. Right, it's 12 seconds. Okay, in about 15 seconds, I'm already getting about 40 grams of espresso. So at this grind setting, I believe it's a little bit too coarse, but let's try the coffee first. Oh, I can smell apples. Oh, it's a very nice shot. I forgot to monitor the pressure. So what I'm going to do, this shot is actually very nice already. So I'm not going to do any adjustment, even though it runs slightly faster, but the espresso is really tasty, even without the pre-infusion setting. So now, I'm not going to change the grind adjustment setting. I'm going to dose another 17 gram. I'm going to grind to the same adjustments for the grind size. And then I'm now going to pull a second shot with the pre-infusion, and then we compare to the shot of coffee here. So we're going to do it fast so that, you know, I can compare within a window whereby the temperature of the espresso is rather similar to one another, and not letting the first one cool down too much. So let's quickly prepare the second shot. Oh, I really enjoy the Peru coffee. I make really tasty espresso. We are using 17 grams of coffee. Okay, that's about 17.1. I think it should be okay. The reason why I dose 17.1 is usually I use park screen and take up about 1 gram of the coffee space. Yeah, so but 17 grams seems to be quite okay. So if I up the dose to 18 gram, it should give me around 20 seconds, and should be extracting around 40 grams of espresso. So now let's turn on the grinder. Okay, let's see how much coffee are we getting out. Right now it's 17 gram of coffee ground, which is about 0.1 gram of retention. I will call that pretty good. Okay, so let's quickly prepare the park. Okay, the park is a little bit soggy from the previous one. Right, let's just wipe it down quickly. Right, let's transfer. Alright. Okay, so let's lock up the bottle filter. Let me get another cup. Okay, let's use the Barista Hustle cupping bowl. Right, I'm gonna describe the amount of espresso coming out with the time as well as the pressure. Right, so now I'm gonna do the pre-infusion setting, which is 5-second pump on and 5-second pump off. Then the actual pump comes in again. So the shot time is definitely going to be longer. But let's see how the quality of the shot is from the bottomless extractions. Okay, let's do it. Pressure is going up. Okay, pump is off now. You can see the pressure dropping. Okay, the pressure kicks up again. It goes to around, I would say, slightly under extracted. You can see it's running really fast. Right, so with the pre-infusion setting, it seems to disrupt my extractions. So that's pretty interesting. So to be fair, I'm going to make another shot and to test whether it is consistent. So this is really interesting. Right, I'm getting 50 grams of espresso. Right, this is a longo, right, not an espresso anymore. Oh, this is not as good as the first one. The first one is very fruity. It's very balanced. It's complex, but this is I can taste the under extraction because of the acidity shooting up. It's very empty and hollow inside, and it has these unpleasant bitterness at the back. So this is a very lousy shot. So let's try one more time. However, the park seems to be drier, definitely because it's under extracted. Water is flowing through with lesser resistance, so you can see the park is definitely drier as compared to the previous one. Right, so another 17 gram, right? So this is the third shot. I'm pretty intrigued by the results actually. The prep is the same. Okay, I didn't change much of the preparations. The grind size is the same. The temperature is the same. The only difference is the pre-infusion setting. Oh, shucks. Okay, let's do it again. Yeah, things like that always happen. This may not be good because I've over compacted the coffee, but let's give it a test. So the pressure goes up around 8 bars just now. It didn't really go up very high. Alright, so let's run the pre-infusion setting. Yep, this pre-infusion setting is worse than the previous one. Yep, it's definitely not as good as a direct 9 bar shots. So, which means to say, if you want to play a pre-infusion setting, you have to control the amount of water that runs through in the first stage. Otherwise, you will have an issue like that. So this is not conclusive because this pre-infusion setting is a little bit tricky to dial in. We definitely need more tests to get it right. So in the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually reduce the P1 setting maybe to 2 to 3 seconds, and then let the P2 setting time to be remaining at 5 seconds, and then let's see how the espresso turn out. Nonetheless, let's try the coffee. This is like a longo, right? The weight of this, it's around 56 grams of espresso. Yeah, no, it's still it's better than the second one, right? But it is not as good as the first one. Yeah, this is definitely much more tasty than the 2 shots with the pre-infusion setting that are set in. So this is not properly dialed in yet. So the thing is that with a lot more things you can control, it is not necessary that it will get you a good espresso. So you can see a straight bar, straight palm kick in. I'm actually getting the good espresso on the first shot. But as I play with the pre-infusion setting, my second and third shot espresso is mediocre, right? So to really understand how this machine works, so that you can get good espresso from pre-infusion setting, we need more experiment. So this video is just about testing whether I'm getting the setting right. Obviously not. So in the next videos, I'm going to try to dial in with better settings, and then to share with everyone how I get, to this. But bear in mind, different coffee fare very differently. So something that works for me may not be working for you. So this video is just a guide on my coffee and on my setting. So thanks for watching. This is CY once again. I will see you very soon in the next video. Hello everyone, this is CY once again. Thanks for joining me. There are many questions that ask me regarding which machine should I get, which model of Gemilai should I get. Maybe I can offer you some decisions making on which machine you should get, on whether is it the 3007Z or 3006Z or is it the 3145B. So let me go through one by one slowly.